Hello, this video is walking you through the registration process through PowerSchool. The first thing that you're going to want to do is you need to log into PowerSchool, so you can click right here on PowerSchool, or you can also go in through the student registration page, and this way you can see other documents that you might need for the registration process. And then the PowerSchool button is there as well. Once you're on this page, you'll go ahead and either sign in, or if you've never logged in before, you might need to create an account, but I have an account here, so we will go ahead and log in. And once you're in here, on the left, so you'll also notice too in the upper left-hand corner, if you only have one student, you only see one name up here, but if you have multiple students in the district, you'll see all their names up here at the top. For the purposes of registration, you do need to go through each student's forms. Some forms are linked together as a family. Some of them are individuals. So you want to make sure that you do this process for each of your students. When you're ready to go, on the left-hand side here, you're going to go ahead and click on Forms. And then you're going to want to come over here to the Enrollments form. The first time that you come here, you probably get a warning message at the top that says you need to set your preferences. And that's over here on the right-hand side. So when you click on Preferences, this will be if you want to enable parent notifications from PowerSchool, what's the email address that they will be sending to, and which language would you like those notifications in. And once you do that, you can do English or Spanish. And once you've selected all that, you'll go ahead and hit Save, and your preferences will be selected. And then from there, you're going to want to look at your registration forms. You'll notice the leaves here, and each leaf means each color of the leaf means something different. If it is green, it means that form has been filled out and submitted. If it's blue, that means that you have not filled out that form yet. If it is yellow, that means it is pending approval from the main office. And if it is red, it means it has been rejected and waiting for you to update some information. So to get started, we're just going to click on form number 1 here, Student Demographics. As you're going through the forms, you're just verifying the information that is already here. And if anything is missing, you want to fill it in. So in this case, we're checking name, last name, date of birth, gender. Was the student born in the United States? If they were, you'll just put in the town and the state. If they were not, and you click no, there's a few other pieces of information that you will need to fill out. The other thing that will need to be uploaded is the birth certificate. To upload a document, you're just going to click Add Document, and then you're going to click on Browse. You'll find the file that you're looking for, and you'll hit Upload. And you'll notice that the form is listed here. Okay. Forms can be any of the documents can be uploaded as PDFs, JPEGs, GIFs, things of that nature. So you don't even need to necessarily scan the document. If you can take a picture of it with your phone, you can upload that document. That will work as well. Then you'll continue down for the authenticity questions, and if they have siblings in the building or in the district. And if they do, if you click yes, you'll need to add a line for each student. And you do that just by clicking Add Row. But if for some reason you have made a mistake and have too many rows like this, we can just go ahead and delete those. But you do need a different row for each sibling in the district. Okay. Then we're going to click Submit. That's going to take us to our next form. This one is student, the address verification. This is a very important one. We're going to double check the address, make sure that is correct. Then you need to upload 3 forms of identification to show that you are at that address. If you're unsure of what type of documents will work, there is a link right here that you can click on that will open up a page that will tell you what forms or proof of residency you can use. One key thing to keep in mind is that all documentation must be from the past 30 days. Just like with the birth certificate, we're just going to go ahead and click Add Document. You can add each document as an individual file. If you have all three in one file, that's fine as well. And like I said, we're just going to do the same thing that we did last time. And we hit Upload. And when you're ready to go, we hit Submit. Then we move on to Form 3. Form 3 is student contacts. So this is some information. So in this case, where do you work? We're just going to, like I said, any missing information, we're just going to keep filling out. One of the questions here is visitation. If there are any restrictions for a parent to visit a child, you will want to click yes, and you will need to upload the documentation that goes along with that restriction. Now we'll just go ahead and click no. Then you answer the military questions about military service. But then now here, this contact information, this is a very important area to fill out. What you're going to notice, these are all the contacts. We do ask for at least the guardians and 3 emergency contacts, but we know that's not always available. So just enter as many as you can. But if you come through here and notice anything that needs to be updated, phone numbers, email addresses, if a student can be picked up, lives with, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to click the pencil. When you click the pencil, you'll come in here and you'll make any changes that are needed. So we get, phone numbers. Let's go ahead and add an email address in here. If we need to make any changes here about the contact, we're going to go ahead and hit save. And we're going to continue down. Now, let's say that this contact is no longer a contact for your student. You can go ahead and hit the X, which will ask you, do you want to remove that contact? In this case, I'm going to click yes. And we just add as many contacts as you see fit. Once all this is filled out, you'll go ahead and hit submit. And this is going to take you to Form 4. This is regarding previous enrollment. If your student was at Lincoln last year, you're just going to go ahead and click yes. But if for some reason your student was not at Lincoln last year and you click no, it's going to ask, has your child ever previously been in school before? And then if you click yes on that one, this is the release of records form that we will need to get from your previous district. But in this case, I'm going to go back and click yes. If your student was here last year, like I said, you click yes, hit submit, and we go on to Form 5, the health forms. Again, this is another conditional form. And it's asking you, is your student going to be in kindergarten, be in 6th grade? Is it a new enrollment? Or previous enrolled, but not in kindergarten or 6th grade? So if you've previously been enrolled, your student is not entering kindergarten or 6th grade, we're just going to click that one. We're going to hit submit and move on. Now, if your student, let's say, is going to be in 6th grade this year, we click 6, you're going to see the health forms that come up that are going to be needed. Please do not stop registering your student if you have not completed these forms yet. That is fine. There is time to submit these forms later. Once you have filled out these forms, you'll just come back here and we're going to add those documents. But again, this is only really for new enrollments, 6th grade, kindergarten. And each one will show you exactly what it is that you need. Then after the health forms, we're going to go to health information. We're going to fill out as much as we can here. Again, doctor's name, doctor's phone number, things of that nature. And then we have a whole series of yes/no questions here. If any of the questions you click yes, you will see that there are action plans. You will need those action plans. And again, do not stop registering if you have not completed these plans. You can submit them later. Once you do have them filled out, you will come down to the bottom and you will add them. But in the meantime, we're just going to go down and we are going to select and fill out each information. So in this case, does your student have a food allergy? In this case, yes. Peanuts, how do you treat it? EpiPen, is it life-threatening? We can say no or yes. And for each individual food allergy, you're going to want to add a row. Same thing, and then if you have the thing here, your student does not have a food allergy, so in this case, maybe bee stings. We're going to list our non-food allergies as well. And then we're going to look at, do you have any other medical conditions? Does your student have a tendency to have seizures? What's the other medication, or what's the other medical condition? In this case, we're going to say diabetes. Does your student take medication during the day? If you click yes, you're going to ask, are you self-caring? So in this case, is an inhaler or an EpiPen. If no, but there's going to be medication, you'll come in here and you do need to select, and each medication is a new row because you're going to put in the name of the medication, the purpose, frequency, dosage. So a lot of the information that is right on the pill bottles. But again, new row for each medication. And then again, any documentation that does need to go along with it will be added here on the bottom. Once you've filled all that out, we're going to move on to our health authorizations, which in this case is consent for emergency treatment, consent for paramedic transport. And once you fill this out, you will need to digitally sign, saying I consent, name, and the date is today's current date. Once you've done that, we're going to go on to 8, which is our home language survey. If you come in here, and if you answer no to both of these questions, you'll just move on. But if you do answer yes to any of these questions, you'll have a couple more you need to fill out about the need of an interpreter, filling out the report card waiver, and the digital consent. After you fill out Form 8, we're going to go on to Form 9, which is our last form. And this is our field trip permission form, our photo release form, the Internet Acceptable Use Policy, signing off on the handbook, and also agreeing that all the information that you filled out is accurate to the best of your knowledge, and with the digital signature on the bottom. Then once you are done with all this, you're going to go ahead and hit submit, and you're going to get a message that says thank you for enrolling your student. Then what's going to happen is your forms will then go into a pending status, or some of them, for the office to review. And if there's any issues, you will get an email that states what needs to be corrected, or you'll get an email that says everything has been approved. At any time, you can come back and check on the status. Over here on the left, we're just going to go ahead and click on Forms. We'll go back to the enrollment form. And in this case, everything's green, which means everything's been approved. But if anything came back as yellow, that does mean that the office does need to review that form. And once they are reviewed, you will get notification. That is walking you through the registration process through PowerSchool.